This is the Dvitiya Bhagaha, second session, Ramayanam. Again, date is today is Jan 8, 2011. First class of New Year, Nutanasya Samvatsarasya Prathama Kaksha. So, Ramayanam class 4:30 to 6, Jan 8, 2011. Let's do Mangala Charanam, Ramo Rajamani Ramam Ramesham Bhaje Ramenabhyata Nishachara Chamo Ramaya Tasmai Namaha Raman Nasti Parayanam Parataram Ramasya Dasasmyaham Rame Chittalayas Sada Bhautame Bhorama Mamudhara Rama Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasanama Tatulyam Ramanama Varanane Sri Ramanama Varanana On Nama Iti. I think we're looking at that last shloka in the last class. I think it was the, well, we looked at those last two, 83, 84 we looked at. Yeah, thank you, Radha, 84th. But also 83, I just want to bring a couple of points, interesting points, which you're doing last time. Tato agni vachanat sitam nyatva vigata kalmasham karmana te namhata tailokyam tachara charam. Sadevarashi ganam tushtam raghavasya mahatmanaha babhau ramas samprarishtaha pujitas sarvadaivataihi. You can also keep on reciting Ramayanam. This is a very wonderful thing. And if you don't understand any meaning whatsoever, keep on reciting loudly, slowly. It will give you, of course, Ananta Punyam, and also you get the Bhasha Jnanam by the grace of Valmiki and also Sri Ramaha. If I had a friend of mine who teaches also Sanskritam here at a temple, he read the whole Mahabharatam, 100,000 shlokas he read. Oh. And he used to just come from work and just, keep on chanting, 2 hours, 3 hours. Within, I think, a few years, he did the whole Mahabharatam. Now you ask him anything, he's not afraid of anything in Sanskritam now, because he has read 100,000 verses. So he has, so keep on chanting. It's a very, very powerful thing. Loudly, slowly. So a simple thing which all of us can do to get the parichaya, because English also same thing. First listen to the language many times, then only we get the parichaya. So from last time, there's a couple of points I want to make. We look at this Trailokyam we looked at last time. Also looked at the form Daivataihi. In both those cases, we had a Sadhita Pratyaya, which was used as Swarte. I think Vasu, are you echoing? Somebody's echoing. It's Vasu or please mute us.
I'll mute it right now.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we looked at Trailokyam, we looked at Daivataihi also. Now let's go back to last class and see if we can look at that thing we looked at in the last class. We're looking at Ramayanam. We looked at how to form the word Triloki. Trayanam lokanam samahara tiloki. Trayanam lokanam samahara tiloki. So just quickly, and it's not a Vyakaranam class, but what sutram did we use here? Just review is, first of all, this 3 is qualifying lokam in a certain sense. So this is not what is called samahara dvandva. Samahara dvandva we will like, sukha dukkham panipadam. Sukham and dukkham are two separate items. Sukham cha dukkham cha tayoho samahara. But this is samahara in different sense, where there is a number, sankhya-vachik shabdaha, which is kind of qualifying the following terms. So trayanam lokanam. So trayanam lokanam is samadhikaranam. Same thing. So this is also a samahara, but this is a subsection of the karmadharya compounds. So very quickly, compounds means there is the two, in Ashtadhyaya there are only 2 padas, 2-1 and 2-2. 2-1 and 2-2. That Panini gives all the samas vidhayaka sutrani nidishyante. From that, within that, from 2-1, 2-2 to 2-2, 2-2 is tatpurusha. Within that, you have this section on what is called as the samadhikaranena, karmadharyas. So there we did all this last time. Last time we looked at sutram dik sankhya sanyayam, is that when you have in a karmadharya, if you have a word which is a direction, like north, east, south, west, etc., or if you have a sankhya, can only use sanyaya. You cannot form a samasa like pancha brahmanaha. Tivaktum na shakyate. There is no famous 5 brahmana that you're referring to. You cannot just say pancha brahmana as a samasa. You can say saptarishayaha. Saptarishayaha you can say. Chaturvedaha you can say. But there is specific 7 rishis and specific 4 Vedas. Now, but if you're going to form a tadhita finally with that, tadhita uttarapade samaharecha, in that case, you can use a sankhya vachak shabda also. So, you can say pancha brahmana kulam, because you're going to form a bigger compound with pancha brahmana. Similarly, when you want to, or which you want to form as the samahara, which is what we want right now, is trayanam lokanam samahara triloki. And that sankhya purvaha is called drigu samasa. So this was a drigu samasa we saw, triloki last time. So triloki we formed. Now the reason I bring up today why, because I thought, a couple of examples that we can give. And then we saw the Vartikam on 2.4.17, which said we had to use in the feminine. Then we use the pratyaya, we use Sutram 4.1.21. Again, I don't mean to take too much of your time, but this is an interesting form that we saw last time, is 4.1.21 let me tell you one thing is that no term can be used in the feminine in this language unless and until it is checked with this routine called striyam. So if you want to use something in the feminine in this language, it has to pass through this routine called striyam. In that, there is a sutram called digoho. Digoho. So you get the ni pratyaha comes, it became triloki. Now, the word we use tripadi, we use all the time, tripadi, trayanam, padanam, samahara, tripadi. We say tripadi, section of the ashtadhyayi. So this word ashtadhyayi, as well as the word tripadi, as well as the saptadhyayi, all of these are drigu compounds, formed in the same way, like triloki. So I just want to remind you that you already have some well-known examples to you, like tripadi, ashtadhyayi, saptadhyayi. How about the Chatushloki Bhagavatam? You have Chatushloki, means a collection of 4 shlokas. Saptashati, Devi Mahatmyam, Saptashati, the Saptanam, Shatanam, Samahara, collection of 700 verses. These are well-known forms. So Tripadi that we use all the time, Ashtadhyayi, of course, that's well known to you. The Saptadhyayi, when we say Sapada Saptadhyayi, which is the first 8.1 chapters of Ashtadhyayi, which is the Sapada Saptadhyayi. So 7 chapters along with 1 pada. So just want to point out to you that
for Drigu, the Sankhya has to be Purvapada only, or it can be like a Munitraya or something like that.
No, it has to be Sankhya Purva Drigu. It has to be Sankhya Purvaha in one of those 3 meanings. So it has to be Sankhya Purva Drigu in one of these 3 meanings. It has to be either the Tadhita, Uttarapada, Athva Samahare. If there is a Sankhya Vachaka Shabda as Purvapadam, if you're forming a Karmadharya compound with that in one of these 3 meanings, which means you're going to use either the Tadhita Pratyaya with that, or Uttarapadam, part of Vikas Samasaha, or a Samaharaha, then that kind of Karmadharya compound gets the Sanya Drigu. Drigu is a subset of Karmadharyas.
And Munitraya, that will be a different one.
It's a different kind of compound, not Drigu.
Okay.
Because the Trayam itself is a collection of 3 over there. So that's a different compound, not Drigu. Drigu has a Sankhya Purva only. So, okay, so just want to point out from last time is that the words Tripadi, Ashtadhyayi, Chatushloki, Saptashati, and also Saptadhyayi, all the Triloki, the same formation, Drigu compound. The one more thing which you saw last time when we finished Triloki was this Shan Pratya Swarthe. So Triloki, the same thing is Triloki itself is Trilokyam. So sometimes we get Tadhita Pratyaya which is called Swarthe. And looking at that Gana on 5124, I don't know how many of you are from South India, but I think in Tamil Nadu particularly, you have this word Saukyam Va. I think a lot of them when they meet you, they say Saukyam. I think it's become a little bit Upper Brahmsha, become like Saukyam Va or something they say, I think. But basically it's Saukyam Va. So what is Saukyam Va? Saukyam Va is also the same Vartikam. Of course, I don't think anybody knows the Vartikam, but this 5124 has also the word Sukham in there. Sukham eva Saukyam. Sukham eva Saukyam. So when you say Saukyam Va, it means that, let me see if I can find that Saukyam Va is under this. There's a Vartikam 151. Interestingly, I thought, because we did Ramayanam last time, we did the word Trailokyam. So when this Saukyam also is coming, the same Vartikam. The same Vartikam that we did Trailokyam. If you look at this, because from 119 starts this section, Tasya Bhavastatalau. In that we looked at the Pratyashan. And then we saw this word Swartheshan. Swarte. In Gita I gave the example. Chatur Varnyam Maya Srishtam. Chatur Varnyam. So this is the Vartikam. Chatur Varnadibhyaha. Swarte Upasankhyanam. So Chatvaraha Eva Varnaha Chatur Varnyam. So Chatur Varnyam is the 4 Varnas are called Chatur Varnyam. Now when you add Tadisa Pratyaha, it gives an extended meaning. It's a secondary Pratipadikam. You take a noun or adjective and make a new adjective or noun which is in relation to the prior one, giving some, like when you say a word like Bhargavaha. So Bhargavaha is son of Bhrigu, or this son of Bhrigu becomes Bhargavaha. But this is a Swarte Pratyaya. Swarte means Artha Parivartanam Vina, same meaning. So in that you have the word Saukyam. So Sukham eva Saukyam. Sukham eva Saukyam. So we say Saukyam Va, it really means Sukham Va, means Bhavataha Atva Bhavatam Sukham Asti Va Nava. I hope everything is okay. I hope you're happy. So anyway, I thought interesting when I was looking at this Gana, when we saw this one about Triloki is also in here, and the Trilokyam is which we saw last time in the Ramayanam. We also have the word Saukyam here, Saukyam Va. So next time you say Saukyam Va, think of this Vartikam. Chaturvarnadibhya Swarte Upasankhyanam. So Vartikam on 5.1, which is 5.1.124. 5.1.124 says Chaturvarnyadinam. Chaturvarnyadinam. So Chaturvarnyam is Swarte Shantatya. Same as in Saukyam. Okay, let's start Ramayanam. Take one this one, Kartik, for us. So with last time we read Sarva Sadevarshi Ganam Trishtam Ragavasya Mahatmanaha Babhau Rama Samprarishtaha Pujita Sarva Daivataihi. Which means that Ramaha Babhau. Rama looked very good. He's shown. Dhatu is Bha. Bha. But it's also Dhatu Patha is here for you. I hope you're using all these online resources. So you can, if you have any Dhatu, you can look at the Dhatu Bha, for example. So Bha, I think, is Bha Deeptau. Bha Deeptau. Adadiganaha. So Bhati. Bhati means shines or looks good or, appears. So Ramaha Babhau. Of course, the Babhau form we did last time. It's a lit lakaraha. Just like in Bhagavad Gita, is like Shankam Dadno Pratapavan. Shankam Dadno Pratapavan. This is says when Bhishma Deva he blew his conch. Shankam Dadno Pratapavan. So Dadmo. So from Dadmo you have in Gita is the same Prakriya Dhatu there is Dhamma. Dhamma. Dadmo. Okay. So Gita 1.12 you have this usage. Simhanadam Minadyochaihi Shankam Dadmo Pratapavan. Also lit lakara. What happens is when you have dhatu ending in akara, that the nal pratyaya becomes au by ata au nalaha. So dadmau, papau means he drank, dadau means he gave, and so on. So when you see the au at the end of a lit lakara in the ekavachanam prathama purushasya, then you will think of this sutram ata au nalaha. So Rama looked very good. He shone samparishta, being extremely pleased. Pujitaha sarva daivataihi. And he was respected, he was honored, worshipped by all the deities. The sarva daivataihi also we saw last time, devata eva daivatam. Also swarte anpratyaha. like pratnya eva prajnya. There's a gana which is called prajnanibhya. A little bit of vyakaranam for you, so so you're not confused with these words. So let's continue this time, which is abhishitya chalankayam rakshasendram vibhishanam kritakrityastada ramo vijvaras pramodaha. One more time, abhishitya chalankayam rakshasendram vibhishanam kritakrityastada ramo vijvaraha pramodaha. One thing quickly in Bhagavad Gita, kritakrityaha comes in Gita. Kritakrityascha bharata, chapter 15. Kritakrityaha. So the more Gita you have in you, these are all very easy forms. So kritakrityaha comes in Gita, I think chapter 15, and maybe the last shloka of kritakrityascha bharata. Etad buddhva buddhiman syat. Kritakrityascha bharata. Kritakrityaha. So when these Gita is well ingrained in you, it's practiced by you, then when you say kritakrityaha, it's already a well-known form to use a Bahuvri compound. Look at it in a minute, but it just hits you very fast. When you see a same word that comes in Gita, it's an easy form. So one more time, abhishitya chalankayam pramodaha. That's when Karthik do the padachya first, please.
Yes, Satishi. Abhishitya cha lankayam rakshasendram vibhishanam kritakrityaha tada ramaha vijvaraha pramodaha.
Now, in the first half of the class, we have done all these rules now. So I hope by this time you can now look at all these Subanta Rupani and try to analyze them without any fear in your mind. At least try to make a start. Like all of these words, Lankayam is like Sitayam, Datayam, So you get Arnadyaha, then Niram Nadyam Nibhyaha. So all these sutras, hopefully this is not a Vyakaranam class, but you can use them. So Lankayam is, how you form that word from Lanka is Saptami Ekvachanam. See, all these sutras and these techniques are different weapons that you have to attack the problem. The more pointers that you have, you can make sense. Ultimate objective is Arthagrahanam. What is the vivaksha of the speaker? What is the speaker trying to say? And you will not know that unless you know the implications of all these pratyas. What is you may know the word Lanka. I think almost everybody knows the word Lanka. What does Lankayam mean? You should immediately know it's Saptami Ekavachanam. In Lanka, Saptami Ekavachanam. Saptami Ekavachanam pratyaya is ni. Because Su, just etc. pratyaya is ni. So Lanka plus ni. How Lanka plus ni become Lankayam? Lanka plus ni become Lankayam. So I said to give a long sutram is not Arnadyaha because Yadapaha. Excuse me for that. See, this is not Yadapaha and sutram. So anyway, we have done all these. We won't go in details. But since we have covered in the first half of the class all these rules, please practice them as you read these texts. So it will become in the same section of Supicha. You see Yadapaha, the Yadagamaha. The Niram Nadyam Nibhyaha. The Ni becomes Am. So Ya plus Am, Lankayam. So you get Yadapaha, Nehe Am, Nadyam Nibhya. So all these rules, please practice if you can. So because the thing is that there are only two kinds of padam, right? Dividam. Subantam padam, athatingdantam padam. Now, for the most part, there will be very few which are verbs. In this sentence, we only have this word pramodaha. Remaining are all subanta padani. And we have already covered now most of the rules that you need to analyze these. Abhishitya is an avyayam, Cha is an avyayam, Lankayam is saptami, ekvachanam of Lanka. In fact, Karthik, you want to do it? Karthik, you can do it first. Go ahead.
Satishi. Abhishitya is lyap. It's a avyaya.
Avyayam. So what is dhatu here, Abhishitya? Dhatu
Sich.
Shich dhatu. Dhatu is shich. Your dhatu knowledge should be growing because all this entire language is, dhatu adharitam, sanskritam. Dhatu adharitam means it depends on the dhatu. That is the basic building blocks. And as I mentioned to you, there are only a few hundred dhatus that are commonly used. Even though the dhatu patha has about 2,000 dhatus, only less than 1,000 are used, which is very surprising, which means that most of the language has been lost. Of course, these dhatus are no longer to be found anywhere. I mean, we cannot say that just, Panini made them up just like that, but they must have been in usage at some point. Panini knew about some of them, I guess, from somewhere. But right of this point in time, less than 1,000 are actually in use. Among those, at least a few hundred you know from your language, your local language. If you're Telugu or Gujarati or Bengali, whatever, Hindi, of course. Most of you know these. Like Abhisheka, I think almost all of you know what Abhisheka, So these dhatus, when pick up these dhatus, because they will give you so much power to analyze these. Unlike English, you have to remember, you have to know a million words to speak English. Literally, you know thousands of words to speak English. You can't speak English. English is a very hard language. But here, once you know the pratyayas, once you know the dhatus, how they interact, what meanings they come in, even without having heard the word before, you can now make good sense of the word because you know what dhatu is involved, what kind of pratyaya it might be. You can make a good guess of what the word might be. In English, you cannot. If you don't know the word horrible, you cannot know what the word horrible means. There's no way for you to know. There's no way. But here you can. So dhatu is shich. So it is shichaksharane. Chaksharane means to sprinkle. So abhishich as a technical term means that it is to coronate. In the sprinkle the water of sacred rivers, etc. That time, so that has now become meaning of to coronate. Of course, the difficult part is that when the upasargas come in, they change the meaning in various ways that you cannot learn through Vyakaranam. You have to read the good text and get the meaning from there. Vyakaranam will not tell you what abhishich means. Okay, that usage you have to get from the language. So you need to do both, get the Vyakaranam and also the Shishta Prayoga Parichayaha. You have to know what Shishta Prayoga are. So, okay, Dhatu Shich. Now, what is happening here, Kartik? Dhatu Shich. What happens to it first?
First, Dhatu Adesha Saha.
Dhatu Adesha Saha. In the Dhatu Patha, if you have any Dhatu beginning with the Murdhanya Shakaraha or the Nakaraha, it really is beginning with a Sakara or Nakara respectively. One more time. In the Dhatu Patha, if you have any dhatu, which is beginning with the murdhanya shakaraha, like the dhatu shich, which we have right now, or a dhatu with a nakaraha, a dhatu nam maybe, it really standing for sakara, dhatu really sich only. So prakriya avasthayam is beginning into prakriya. It really is sakaradi. And then why does Panini put as a shakaradi? Because when the nimittam comes, it will go back to a shakaraha. So these dhatus are tagged by Panini in the Dhatu Patha. He has tagged them. So these are the ones who will, when the conditions appear, they will now take the Murdhanya Adesha later on. So in the Dhatu, so that's also one more confusing thing. If you don't know this rule, simple rule, then if you look in Dhatu Patha, looking for Dhatu Sich, you're not finding it. Because look under the Murdhanya Shakaradi Dhatushu Drashtavyam. Tatra labhyate shich ki dhatu. You'll find a dhatu called shich, and immediately really this is sich. So the first thing you want to do, before doing anything else, if you take a dhatu from the dhatu patha, which is beginning with a murdhanya shakaraha or a nakaraha, immediately replace the shakara with the dantya sakaraha, replace a nakara with a dantya nakaraha. And there are these are such simple rules. It is just, because it demystifies things for us, It demystifies, because otherwise you're thinking what is going on here, Dhatu in Dhatu Patha is something else, and here is something else. So Dhatu Adeshastaha no naha. I know many of you don't want to hear too many Ashtadhyayi rules, but this, you cannot get much simpler than this. Very simple rule. Dhatu Adeshastaha. Dhatu Adeshastaha no naha. If a dhatu has a shakara in the beginning, murdhanyaha, replace it with a sakara, and no naha. So the shich immediately becomes sich. This inaugural document for today. So 6164, Dhatu was shich, it became sich now. So let's look at that 6164. Dhatva adeshasaha, dhatva adeshasaha, dhatva adeshasaha. So okay, but now we need is we need to go back to shich. So shich and then 6164. Now it becomes sich only. But what do we have in the Ramayanam? We have the word abhishitya. So now we need to go back to that Murdhanya Shakara. Nimittam, of course, is the Ikaraha, like Rameshu, etc. You have the Ikaraha. So simple rule is that if you have the in pratyahara preceding or the kavargaha, then the Sakara will become the Murdhanya Shakara as long as it's an Adesha or Pratyaya Avayavaha. So now you understand why Panini had to make this into an Adesha. Because only by Sutram 8359 Adesha Pratyayoho, only an Adesha, which is substitution, or Pratyaya Avayavaha, part of a Pratyaya like Rameshu, only those can take the Murdhanya Adesha. If the Dhatu was already sich in Dhatu Pata, we could not do this operation, because that Sakara would not have been an Adesha. But because Dhatu is a Murdhanya Shakara in Dhatu Pata, we use Dhatu Adeshastaha, made a Sakara Adeshaha. Now that Adeshaha can go back to Murdhanya Shakara as it has done over here, because the letter Ikara is preceding, the end is preceding that, the end. One small complication here, I'll just give you the numbers, not take up too much of your time, is that there's one sutram which says that if it is a Padadi, I'm sorry, if it is a Padadi Sakara, it will not become Shakara. For example, Nadi Sinchati, the river spring, will not become Nadi Sinchati. Because even though all the conditions are satisfied, you do have Nadi, the Ikara there, you do have the Dhatu, Sich, where the Adesha says that Padadi Sakarasya Sthane, Murdhanya Shakarasya na bhavati, na sat padadyoho. That's the anuvritti of no is coming down, sat padadi sutram. So now we are stuck with the wrong form, because we have a nishedha. So very quickly take you through this, is only 2 minutes. Adesha pratyayoho was the sutra that we want to use, but there is a nisheda for that, which says that if it's a padadi sakaraha, then that will not take the murdhanya adeshaha. So we are stuck with the wrong form. Finally, Panini has a list of sutras. So this 83111 would have been a problem for us. But then Panini specifically has a set of dhatus with upasargastham nimittam is there. Nimittam in the upasarga, which is abhi. Abhi over here. The ikar of abhi is nimittam. Then these dhatus can take the murdhanya. One of them is dhatu sich. So I'll just put the numbers, so if you want to do on your own afterwards. So abhishitya, in the abhishitya form, abhishitya chalankayam, abhishitya form, abhishitya, to get the murdhanya adeshaha, we have to start with 8359, then look at the nishedha of 83111, because it's abhi is pruthak padam. Abhi is a pruthak padam, 83111. Finally, 8365. If you look do this on your own, you can after the class. We don't have too much time to spend on Vyakaranam over here, but I just give you the numbers so you can look it up. So abhishitya. Now, what the pratyaya was tva. Pratyaya was actually tva, which is if you have been following the examples on the website, you know this very well. Is samana kartikayoha purva kale. Samana kartikayoha purva kale. When the samana karta, when the same doer doing two actions, then for the prior action, the pratyaya tva is used. Who is samana karta kartik?
Ramaha.
Ramaha. So Rama is samana karta. This gives a good structure of the sentence, you know. You see the pratyaya tva, the tva becomes lyap. Lyap means the ya only when it's in a compound. So very, like in Gita, very beginning of the Gita, right? Very beginning of, so if you look at the Gita, like first, I think 2-3 shlokas, you'll find some usage. It's very, very common usage. Very common for the tva pratyaya. So upasangamya, here in Gita, very second shloka of Gita, right? Acharyam upasangamya raja vachanam abraveet. Upasangamya, the same year. So when you see the word upasangamya, having approached his teacher, Duryodhana said the following words. So having approached, this Raja Duryodhana said the following words. So this upasangam is the moment you see the pratyaya tva becomes lyap in a compound, immediately stop and ask the question, who is the samana karta? And what is his second action? Okay. So here we have Abhishitya having coronated, literally meaning is having ceremoniously sprinkled, having coronated. He then, what's his second action, Kartik? Pamamodaha. Pamamoda means he felt rejoiced. He rejoiced. So having coronated Vibhishanam on the in Lanka, then Ramaha became very happy. So, but the important thing is the moment you see Abhishitya, stop and ask the question, who is the Samanakarta? What's his Uttaravartini Kriya? Kuchyajanamvyayam, Lankayam is Saptami Ekavachanam. I think you know this is like Sitayam or Latayam or Ramayam. You already went to that. So you get Yadapaha, Niram Nadyam Nibhya, which you all should know, which just follow the examples on the website. If you don't know any of these sutras, by the way, you can also search the website. So, give a quick example. Okay, if you don't know this sutra, you're going to practice that. You're going to practice. So, sutram which we just saw, which is Yadapaha. Yadapaha, if you don't know this sutram, which is what's the number here, Yada. So, any sutram which I give you in the class, if you don't know, Yadapaha. Yadapaha is number 73113. You just go on the website and you can search for it. So 73113, if you go, just go here and just type 73113 and it will give you all the examples. 73113. Let's see what we get. See here all the examples over here. So now you can go and look at all the details, like Nasikayam. We already had example over here. Then you also have so you can always get examples from the website. Yadapaha. So all these examples you can give. So all these, this website is searchable. It's a good thing. Anything, you can always take a chance and go on the website and type something that you want to know about. Of course, we're only starting out recently. It's only a few months old, but hopefully we're going to build up on this. And and the search is very useful search feature. So when I say Yadapaha, when I say Niram Nadyam Nibhya, if you don't know the rules, you can just go and look at them on the website and get some examples. You can also go to Sutra Suchi and get the meaning of Sutram also. Get the meaning. If I think we have it right here. I think we just got it right here. Let me just look at it quickly, just to give an example. See the C it gives over here is so if you look at this one, Sutra Suchi, you can go and could look at this one and get the details of that. So okay, let's continue. So Lankayam is Saptami Ekvachanam, Rakshasendram, nothing special here. What kind of samasa is this?
Shashti, Tatpurusha, Rakshasanam Indraha.
Rakshasanam Indraha. Will be Rakshasanam or Rakshasanam? What will be? Nattam there or no?
It's Samana Pada.
Samana Pada, but the intervening Sakara is there.
Sakara is there. Sakara is there.
Atkupu is not in that. So Rakshasanam Indraha. So he's the Indra means like Shreshtaha. So Agragami, Mukhyaha. So Indra doesn't mean the Devata Indra necessarily. Indra means leader of the Rakshasa. Okay, Dvitiya Ekvachanam. Dvitiya means again stop. Dvitiya means stop and ask the question. Kasya dhatoho karma, atva avya sambandham astiva, if it is an avyam. So because Dvitiya cannot stand on its own. It is depending on something else. Always. You cannot say Narayanam. You say Narayanam bhajami, pashyami, Narayanam vina you can say, but you cannot just say Narayanam iti vakyam na sambhavati. You can say Narayana, you can say Narayana bhavati, vidyate, vartate, etc. You can supply that. You cannot say Narayanam and supply something. You cannot supply. Adhya hartum na shakyate. You cannot supply. Which means there's something around which is supporting Dvitiya. Which is Dvitiyayaha adhara kutrapi asti atra. Where is the adhara? Abhishitya. This is actually the Visheshanam of Vibhishanam. So having coronated Vibhishanam, of course both Dvitiya Ekavachanam, Ami Purva, straightforward. So like Ramam, Rakshasendram, Vibhishanam, Abhishitya. Having coronated the king of the leader of Rakshasa, Vibhishanam. So point is that Dvitiya comes, make the connection immediately. Most of the time There will be a dhatu involved in some form. It doesn't have to be tingantam padam. It could be an amvyayam, it could be krudanta padam. It has to be, something there to support that. So Rakshasendram, Vibhishanam is Samadhikaranam, straightforward. This Vibhishanam word is actually mentioned in the Ashtadhyayi Ganam, in the Gana I should say, which is, we look at the Tika afterwards. The Vibhishanam word is mentioned in this. How is the word Vibhishanam formed? Very quickly for you, if you want to again look at the details, the word Vibhishanam is formed with this pratyaya, dhatu bhi is there. This shuk agama is coming in. They won't go in all the details. If you want to look at the details, this pratyaya ana, like Ramana Maharshi, right? Ramana. So this in the beginning of the Krit Pratyaya section itself, Paniniya Sutram, which Nandi Grahi Pachadibhyo Lyuninya Chaha. On 3134 is the Gana. Nandyadi can take the pratyaya liu. Liu becomes ana. Nandanaha, Ramanaha, Madhusudanaha. Same thing, Vibhishanaha. So Vibhishanaha. If you look at the Tika over here, Vibhishanaha, just to give you a short thing. Always keep the Tika by your side. So you want the Tikakara to be there guiding you at all times. Let's see, Vibhishanam. Okay. Shloka number 85. Vibhishanam says Shatru Bhayankaram Ityartaha. He also gives Vibhishayati iti Vibhishanaha tam. So Vibhishayati Vibhishanaha. One who terrorizes his enemies. So it's formed by 31134. In that there is in the Gana. You can find this sutram, this word Vibhishana mentioned there, 31134. So particularly when a word is specifically mentioned in the Ashtadhyayi, you should try to keep that. So they say Nandanaha, Vasanaha, Vadanaha, Dushanaha, Vardhanaha, Sahanaha, Tapanaha, Damanaha, Jalpanaha, Ramanaha, Darpanaha, Sankanaha, Janardanaha, Vibhishanaha. Vibhishana is mentioned in the Sutram 31134. Let's put the number here for you, Vibhishanaha. So Vibhishanam is mentioned in 31134. Vibhishanam 31134. Okay. Now let's I think finish the shloka now. Kritakritya sadaramaha. Kritakritya. So what kind of samasa is this, Kartik?
It looks like Bahurihi, but I don't know the meaning because Krita is there as a Purva Pada. So
Nishtha, Bahurihi. In fact, we have two Bahuris over here. We have Kritakrityaha, Vijvaraha. So Kritam Krityam Yenasaha. One who has done what you had to do. One who has done what should be done. One who is basically done. he has finished his job. He is Kritakritya. So was accomplished. Siddha. So Shesham Karyam Nasitasya. Doesn't have to do anything more now. Kritakritya means he's accomplished, is finished with his duty. Simple word is Kritam, Krityam. Is Kartavyam, Karyam, Yena Saha. One who has done what is to be done. Is clearly qualifying Ramaha. Once you find a noun, generally others will be adjectives to that. Kritakritya is an adjectival form. Interesting thing is the Krita and Kritya are both from Dhatu Kru. Both are from Dhatu Kru. Now this Kritya actually is a class of Pratyayas, believe it or not. These Krityas are a class of Pratyayaha. Kritya is also a term in grammar. Krityaha. Panini stuff, Adhikara Krityaha. I have this thing of going to Ashtadhyayi. Ashtadhyayi, you'll find this section of Krityaha. As I mentioned in the prior class to you, that when the Dhatu Kru takes a Pratyaha, that can become a name for the generic class. The entire class of Pratyaya is called Krityaha. The Kritya itself is the Kritya Pratyaya in there. The form Kritya itself has a Kritya Pratyaya in there, Kritya. So this is in the sense of, that is which is fit to be done, should be done, ought to be done. So like Kartavyam, Karyam, Karaniyam, Krityam. It's the same meanings. So Kritya Pratyaha. So if you want to give a sutram quickly for Krityaha, this is a nice section. Why is it a nice section? It's a compact section. We know how to go. So if you want to form what's called the potential participles in English, Kritya Pratyaha iti vyakarane prasiddhaha, which is the Kritya Pratyaha. If you want to form these, there's a section from 3195 Ashtadhyayi to 31 about 130, 132. In that, there's sutram especially with Dhatu Kru. Dhatu, a special sutram for that. Vibhasha, vibhasha, vibhasha. Vibhasha. Should be somewhere here. Vibhasha Kruvisho, 31120. So normally what happens is that between the word like Karyam and Krityam should not both exist. Only one of them should be allowed. But the special rule, if you want to look it up, 31120, 31120 allows both Karyam and Krityam to coexist. They both allowed, they are both correct forms. So Krityam is 31120. So Krityam is same meaning as Kartavyam. So Kritam Kartavyam Yena Saha is one who has, how do we know it's a Bahuvri compound? It's clearly, we're not talking about the Krityam itself, we're talking about somebody who has done what he had to do. It's called the Anyapada Pradhanatvam. Anyapada Pradhanatvam means the total meaning of the compound is not in the compound. The final meaning is qualifying something outside the compound. Because Pani says, Anekam Anya Padarthe. Anya Padarthe, that's the key. It will not be Bahuvrihi. If there is something in the compound itself which is giving you the meaning of the final meaning of the compound. The Krita is qualifying Krityam, not Ramaha. Neither Krita nor Kritya is talking about Rama itself directly. So Kritam, Krityam, Yena Saha, also as Karthik said, is that you can look at the Pura Padam, which is the Nishthantam Padam, then chances are you may have a Bahuvri, very common forms. Vijvaraha is also same Vigata Jvaraha. I think Gita has Vigata Jvaraha, doesn't it? I think Gita has Vigata Jvaraha. Let's look at this one for a second. Now Gita has Vigata, I think it does have Vigata. Vigata Spruha is in Gita. Yeah, Vigata Jvara in Gita. How about that? So, Gita Vigata Jvaraha it has now. So here in Ramayana we have Vijvaraha. This is a Vartikam. Vartikam which says that this Dhatujam, which is the Gata, it might drop, like the word Vidava. Vigataha Dhavaha Yasyaha Sa Vidava. So these are idiomatic. So what Katyayana says is that instead of saying Vigata Dhava, you can say Vidva. Vigata, instead of saying Vigata Dhva, you can say Vidva. So this is, Nispruhaha. So Nirgata Spruha Yaschataha. So one whose hankering has gone away. So in short, with the Vartikam on the Sutram 2.2.24, we look at the Vartikam quickly. 2.24 is this Bahuvri compound, only one main sutram is there, 2.2.24. Anekamanya Padarthe, Tatra Vartikam Vartate. It says that, which is the, it should say the Dhatujasya Valopaha. Here it is. Pradibhyo, Dhatujasya Uttarapadasya Lopasya Vavaktavyaha. Which means this Dhatujam means this participle. In this case, Gata, it can take lopaha optionally. Now, when should it take? When should it not take? That depends on usage. You cannot say that Vigata Jvara is more correct. Yes, correct. You have to know how these are used in the language. Vyakaranam-wise, both are possible. So in Gita, you have Vigata Jvaraha, and in Ramayanam, you have Vijvaraha. Both of them are correct. So Vijvaraha in Gita 330, Vigata Jvaraha. So I'll put in the document here. Just I'm going to put these small sutras for you, So if you want to go in detail, you can do later on Vijvaraha. So this by 2.2.20 is a Bahuvri compound in which the Dhatujasya Uttarapadasya Valopaha is taken. The Gata has gone away. So in Gita 330. I think that should be the shloka for us now. 330. Let's try see what else is left behind. So this is what I mean. In Ramayanam, it teaches so much Vyakaranam. Slowly. If you understand whatever you can take in the Pramumoda. It's like Uvach in Gita. Uvach. You see the duplication there. Dhatu is Mud. Mud is one problem here. The problem is, and we'll go to Tika shortly to get some points from them. But what does the Tikakara say? Pramumoda. Okay. Pramumoda. Is Pramumoda iti Chandasam Parasmai Padam. Pramumoda iti Chandasam Parasmapadam. So which means that the Parasmapadam is Chandasam, which means that this dhatu in the dhatu pasha is a modate, becomes it is Atmanapadi dhatu. But it has taken the Prasyapadam null ending like in Vacha or Jagama or Chakara, So that means that this Prasyapadam is Arsham. Okay, now again, not to take too much of your time, but actually in the Govindaraja Tikaha, in the Tika I should say, Govindaraja Tika, he also makes another point. Let me see if he makes the point here. Okay, now very quickly, what he says is that, see, if you know some Vyakaranam, you can appreciate what the Tikakara is trying to say. What is he trying to say? And if you don't know the jargon of the Vyakaranam, it is difficult to say make a sense of what he's talking about. This is the comment that he makes. Is chakshingo nitkaranad anityam anudatta ita atmane padatvam. One more time. Chakshinga. Dhatu called chakshing in dhatu patha. Nitkaranad. That has taken the nya and it Panini has put that ka varga panchamaha nga varna as an it in dhatu chakshing. Nitkaranad. So anityam anudatta ita atmane padatvam. Okay, very briefly, quickly for you is that these dhatus, how do we know which dhatu can take Atmanipadam endings and how do we know which will take Parasmapadam endings? As a default, if nothing else is said, every dhatu can only take Parasmapadam endings. This is the topic in the Ashtadhyaya of the 1.3. Is Prathamasya Adhyayasya Sitiye Pade. So, पद विचारः क्रियते आत्मनेपदं प्रयोक्तव्यम् अथवा परस्यपदं तत्र एकं सूत्रं वर्तते शेषात् कर्तरि परस्मैपदम् इति शेषात् कर्तरि परस्मैपदम् in कर्तरि in the active sense शेषात् अनुक्तेभ्यः means those which have not been said. When nothing else has been said, then only parasmaipadam can be used. So this is the default. So if nothing else is there, so if that take dhatu like bhu, very first that dhatu pata, bhu sattaya, that has no it letter, nothing with it, just it has no it letter, nothing is said about it. So bhu will be parasmaipadam by default. Now atmanipadam is specified by 1.3.12. If you have a dhatu which has the it letter marker on that, anudatta nita atmanipadam. So it letter which is either anudatta swara on it letter, or the it letter is the kavarga panchama nga, then only atmanipadam can be used with that dhatu. What this sutram says. Anudatta nita atmanipadam. The dhatu mud which you're talking about right now in Ramayanam, that dhatu mud which is a problem right now because Valmiki has used pramamoda. Of course, Ramayanam is Ramayanam. Valmiki will not follow all Panini rules. So don't expect in Ramayanam to get all the straightforward form. That's where the Tikakara can help us. That's where like in Yatha Vedeshu, so Puraneshu api bahavaha prayogaha drishyante, apaniniya prayogaha drishyante. You can say many usages. But at least you should know that now how do you justify this? Is there a way to justify this? This dhatu is anudatta ita. Anudatta ita means it has a it letter on it, the what we call the marker that has anudatta swaraha. Make it atmanipadam. But then the comment that she makes is chakshingoho nitkaranat. Dhatu chakshing is in dhatu patha. That has anudatta it on it. But it also has the kavarga panchama as an it. Now why does Pani have to put the nga on top of that? Because anudatta it was enough to make it atmanipadam. Then why put on top of that the kavarga panchama as an it also to make sure atmanipadam is there? So that is a nyapakaha. That tells us that just anudatta it is not enough all the time to force the atmanipadam. The fact that Panini wants to make it doubly sure for chakshing dhatu, he put the kavarga panchama as an it on top of the anudatta it. That is a nyapakaha. That some of these other dhatus, which only anudatta it, they may not take atmanipadam all the time. So one more time, the logic is that you see you see many places being quoted. This is, how do I know this so quickly? Because this has been seen before. The Sutram 1.3.12 is saying anudatta nita atmanipadam. So either anudatta it or kavarga panchama as an it, then atmanipadam can be used. But in dhatu chakshin, both have been done. Both have been done. Why have both been done? that is what Panini is telling us. If you have only Anudatta it, you will not necessarily get Atmanipadam. Okay, so that form is a problem for us because it should be pra-mu-mu-de. Mu-mu-de should be in the form mu-mu-de. Pra-mu-mu-de. Okay. Let's see, Balramji has come. So, Anuvadakaraha agataha yatha samayam agataha. Agatam.
Namaste ji.
Okay, let's try this one. Abhishek Lankaya. Okay, ne. What is the word ne, you think?
Is it cha there?
Cha. Cha means Gita plus ne is cha. In Gita plus translation, the ne is cha. Having installed.
Abhishishcha.
Abhishitcha. Having installed. As I said, it says Tvantavyam Tva became Yap. Samanakarta is there. Having installed. Having installed. Okay, let me try to stack these fellows. Because the next page has other translation. Let me try to see if I can do the stacking job over here. Okay. Lankayam Rakshasendram. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay. Vibhishanaha. Is of course
Vibhishana.
the chief of ogres.
Rakshasendram is August.
No, the chief is Indra. Indra is chief.
Oh, Indra. Okay.
Yeah, so Rakshasanam Mukhya Indraha Mukhya Sheshta ityatah. So Rakshasendram is chief of ogres. On the throne of Lanka.
Lankayam.
So Lankayam is understood on the throne of Lanka. So Lankayaha Rajya is under Adhyarutam. So Lankayam is in Lanka, on Lanka means that on the throne of Lanka. So even though the word throne is not there, Simhasanam Rajyam is Adhyarutam. Adhyarutam is stuff like that. Sri Rama is Ramaha. Felt accomplished of purpose.
Kritakritya. Kritakritya.
Yeah, accomplished means Krita and purpose is Kritya, what is to be done. So, rid of anxiety.
Is it
With Jvaraha.
Vijvara?
Jvara means also fever, anxiety, some tension.
Oh.
With Jvaraha means he's that he doesn't have any hang-ups. He's happy. He's not tense. So Vigataha Jvaraha Yasyataha. Vigataha Jvaraha. If you look at also all of you must have the online API dictionary. I hope you're using it. Look at the word Jvaraha. Jvaraha. Okay, Vigata Jvaraha. Let's see. Let me find Jvaraha directly. Let's see if we can find it. Oh, maybe it's Jvara then maybe? Oh, let's see. Hold on. You may have to do some adjustments here because if the word is not Jvara but Jvara, it needs to be a feminine form. We have to make some.
Yeah, it's there.
Jvaraha. No, Jvaraha is there. So Jvaraha. Okay, fever. Okay, we are fine. Fever of the soul, mental pain, affliction, distress, grief, sorrow. So yeah. So Vigataha. Here it is right here. We can cut it. So Jvara is fever. Okay. So Vigataha Jvara. It's a masculine noun. So Ramavat. So Vigataha Jvaraha Yasyasaha. One whose tension, anxiety has gone away. Okay. The greatly rejoiced.
Pramumoda.
Pramumoda. So mud is to feel happy, rejoice. Pramumoda greatly. See how well the translation goes? They make sure you get exactly everything. That's why this translation is very, very good. I highly recommend. Even if you cannot get the Vyakaranam, which is okay, which is fine, just try to match the words in the English with the Sanskritam. So if you don't get some of them, leave it. Doesn't matter. Leave it out. It's okay. If you don't get the word, accomplished of purpose, then leave it out. Doesn't matter. If you get rid of anxiety, Vijvara, that's good. Every time you read, every time you make the connections, next time it's going to be easier for you. So greatly, these are really the two treasures which Gita Press has given us. Three of them. The Gita, the Ramayanam, and the Bhagavata Purana in that order. The Gita is short and kind of easiest also. The Ramayanam is about the same level as Gita, more Asha Prayogaha. The Gita is more Panini friendly. The Gita for Ashtadhyaya more closely than either the Ramayanam or the Bhagavad Puranam. So you want to master Gita first. After that, at least be very familiar with Gita first. Be very familiar. Then go to Ramayanam and get more usages. And after that, you can go to the Bhagavad Puranam, which also has a wonderful translation by Gita in English and Hindi also, if you know Hindi also. So that is very wonderful. So this means Pramamoda. How about the last part? So the tradition goes. What is it?
Should be ha.
Ha. Only one word. Ekam epadam avashishyate. The tradition. Let's see. What is the commentary on this? I think we got anything left in the commentary. Ha. Sometimes they comment on the ha also. May not comment also. Vijvaraha. They made some comments here about Vijvaraha. So Vijvaraha is Bharato Yatha Rajyam no Srikrutavan Tatha Ayamapi Chetna Kuryam Purvam Jvara Bhut. So he was thinking before, if there's no one to rule Ayodhya, what will happen, etc. So now all that is not there. Idani Nivrittaha Ityartha. So right now he's free from all of that anxiety that he had. Vijvaraha. So he made some nice comments. So in fact, Vijvaraha, he says, Vigataha Jvaraha is Sajjana Santapo Yasmat Saha. So he had, he was afraid devotees might be distressed. So now he's happy. Ravana is gone. Vijvaraha. So they give a lot of different meanings. Haiti Prasiddhau Vismayeva. They do comment. Haiti Prasiddhau Vismayeva. So how is Prasiddha Vismayeva? What a wonder. Or, so it is famous. So it is famous, so it is. It's a very wonderful thing. Okay. Let's take the next shloka. Maybe someone else can help us. We can. Devatabhyo varam prapya samuthaya cha vanaran ayodhyam prasthito ramaha pushpakena sridvataha. Punadekavaram. Devatabhyo varam prapya samuthaya cha vanaran ayodhyam prasthito ramaha pushpakena sridvataha. Devatabhyo varam prapya samuthaya cha vanaran ayodhyam prasthito ramaha pushpakena sridvataha. So padacheda, let me see. Hari is there. Let me see. Hari, you are there? Okay. I'm going to try. Let's see who else can try this for us. Maybe Vasudha can try. Yes, Vasudha, you there? Okay.
Namaste, Satish ji.
You want to try the shloka for the Padacheda? We try maybe this one. Devatabhyo varam prapya.
1 second, I'll try. 1 second. My hands are full. I'm in the kitchen. Give me 1 minute. Sorry.
Okay. So,
Devatabhyaha varam prapya samudhapya. Samudhya apya. There is no word like that. Samudhapya.
No. Samudhapya is ekam. This is
Ekam varam. Okay. Cha vanaran ayodhyayam prastitaha Ramaha.
No, Ayodhyam prastito.
Ayodhyam dvitiya. Okay. Ayodhyam prastitaha Ramaha pushpakena suhrudvrutaha.
Suhrudvrutaha. You want to do the pada vicharaha?
Devatabhyam. Devatabhyaha. Panchami bahuvachanam.
So Panchami bahuvachanam. Yes. So from the Devata, Panchami bahuvachanam. Okay.
Varam dvitiya.
Dvitiya ekavachanam.
Dvitiya ekavachanam prapya avyayam.
Avyayam. Just like we had Abhishitya before. Sangamya prapya. So prapya is in the same Swanta padam. Again, who is samana karta here?
Prapya varam ancha vanaran. Vanaran is also dvitiya bahuvachanam.
I'm saying who is the samana karta of prapya?
Prapya devatabhyam varam prapya.
Devatabhyo varam prapya.
Devatabhyo varam prapya.
Should be Ramaha, right?
Ramaha only. We do not have choice. Ramaha.
So you have two of them here. You have varam prapya, vanaran samudhapya.
Samudhapya.
You can understand that sutra is shown the example which is that says samana karta purva Vyakhyane evam drishyate. Dvivachanam tantram. Dvivachanam tantram. Which means you can have more than two. Okay. Yeah, thank you. The comment come here. Thank you. So Rama is Samanakarta. Thank you. And
then Vanaran cha. Cha is Avyayam. No, Samudhapya. I missed that one. That is also Avyayam.
that's also, what is dhatu here? Vasudha?
Some is Upasarga. So tha. Tadha. No, I cannot guess.
Dhatu is tha. Very good. Very good. Dhatu is tha. Tha is dhatu. Let me see. Let me see. I think what's Yulia, I think your name is? I'm sorry. I see your comments on the questions. So, namaste. So that, yes, you answered tha. You want to try to derive this form for us?
Two upasargas, sam or ud.
Ud. Okay, that's good. Some
Or yap pratyaya.
Yep. So twa. What else is in there? Can you guess what else is in there?
Oh, I don't remember sutras, sorry.
No, not sutra, just anything that you can see which is even not sutras, but just something which is happening because why not utthaya? Why utthapya? Can you try to guess maybe what's going on there? So you say utthaya.
Utthapya, it's how to say, causative.
Very good, very good. It's a causative form. It's a causative form.
How do you call it in Sanskrit? I forgot. Sorry.
Nich pratyaya.
Nich.
Nich
Thank you.
But it's where are you calling from? Are you calling from Russia or where are you from?
I'm in Ukraine now. Ukraine. It's near Russia.
You are in Ukraine. Oh, okay. Okay, very good. So this. How do you get because the Puk Agama has happened over there. Puk Agama. Where it come in Gita? Where does it come in Gita? This dhatu stha with the Puk Agama in the causative. Can you try to guess? Maybe in the form in the Gita. Ratham sthapaya mechyuta.
Ratham sthapaya.
Ratham sthapaya mechyuta.
Ratham sthapaya mechyuta.
So stha is to stay or to.
Senayor bhayor madhye ratham sthapaya mechyuta.
Yes, ratham sthapaya mechyuta. So sthapaya means cause to stay, means place or park to park.
Yeah, place. Park.
So that means to park. Some means park my chariot between the two armies, park it there. Means make it stand there. Okay. So what we have sam plus ud, but before we go there, we have to really take the dhatu stha and make the add the pratyaya nich, which is the hetumati nich, in the causative sense, hetumati nich 3126, and then from that get the new dhatu sthapi. New dhatu. So once we do that, then the rest will be easy. That will become easy for us sthapi. So the Puk Agamaha. So we think that one is you want to try that one? Where will that be? Any chance? Puk Agamaha. Let me ask you one question. If you don't know the answer to this question, which book can you look up quickly to find the answer to this question? Let's say Puk Agama has come over here, right? We want to find sutram for that. Where would you go for that to get the answer quickly?
I will go to website.
So what you can do is that you had the book by Abhyankar, the Dictionary of Sanskrit Grammar on the website. You can go and look at the Agama Puk in there. The place that you can go. You can go to Dhatu Vritti, that gives the causative forms for each Dhatu.
Yeah.
You can go to the Dictionary of Sanskrit Grammar by Abhyankar, Professor Abhyankar. You can go there. You can go to the Rupamala, the Granth Rupamala. See, one of the things is that how to find the answer quickly if you don't know. And if you can do that, then of course you don't need to memorize all these sutras. You can quickly look it up. Like in English, we don't memorize the whole language. We know the dictionary is there. We know resources there. We can just look them up quickly. No. The same thing here. That we want to form the causative of dhatu stha. Something is happening here. The pakara is coming there for some reason. We don't know how the pakara came in. So now we can go to a couple of places and try to find how this came in. A couple of places you can, first thing, anything with a dhatu. You can go to dhatu vritti and find the answer. Or You can also go to, do you know what dhatu vritti is? You know what dhatu vritti is? You know what that is? No? Let me see. Usha has a question. Yes. Yes, Usha?
No, sorry. That was inwardly happened.
Okay,
Thank
no problem. So anyway, dhatu vritti is a commentary on dhatu patha by Saranacharya. So that goes through every dhatu and goes to give a lot of the common forms and also derived forms. Not only that, there's a good set of books published called the Krudant Rupamala, Krudanta Rupamala, which is a list of
Rupamala
all.
I have.
You have, right?
Yeah.
So that you can look at the dhatu stha and tell you how it became sthapi. So, but here the Sutram, you want Karthik, you know Sutram or this one? Can you help out?
Is it the one that ends with Pung now? I forgot the exact sutra.
Pung now. So, Ati, Ri, Li. Yes. Where would the Sutram be, you think? 7-3? 36 maybe? This is the one. Ati, Ri, Li, Ri, Kmi, Kshmai, Yatam, Puk now. Bottom line is that so dhatu ending in an akaraha, long a. Nish pratyaya follow the gets the puk agamaha, 7336. So I'll just give the number for you, 7336. Okay, so once you got the dhatu sthapi, then what you can do? Some ud plus sthapi plus the pratyaya twa became lyap. Okay, now we do some sandhi karyam here now. Sandhi karyam. This I think most of you should, I think, recall or try to recall. If you can recall what's happening here now. Because we got the pratyaya lyap after doing the pratyaya twa becomes lyap. Okay, now what do we have in the shloka? Samuthapya. So what happened to sakara now? What's happening here? How did the sakara go away? What's happening? You want to try to guess that one for us? How do you pronounce your name, by the way? Yulia, is that right?
Samuthapya. Julia.
Yulia, right? Is that your name? Yulia?
Yeah, Julia.
Yulia. So how do you get the form Samuthapya? So Sakara, what happened to that Sakara? Any guess? So, okay. What's happening here is that for these two special dhatus, dhatu stha and sthambh, when preceded by the ud, they get a special form. Which is that they take the Purva Savarnaha, which is towards the end of Ashtadhyayi you have this row, which is these two special dhatus, the Stha and Stambh. Udastha Stambha yoho Purvasya. You take the Purva Savarna Adeshaha. One more time. If you have the Upasarga Ud, which we do have right now, followed by the dhatu Stha, which we do have right now, then what happens? Then the sakara becomes purva savarnaha. In short, the sakara becomes a thakaraha. Sakara becomes thakara. Because remember, sakara is a kar varna, it is a hard consonant. It's also a mahapranaha. So between ta, tha, da, dha, na, the sakara will become into a thakaraha. So by 8461, what we are getting is that by 8461, now we get this form. Before that, even before we go to 8461, the ikara goes away by the sutram nirniti. The nich will not stay. If the following pratyaya has a sanya of ardhadhatukam and no idagamaha, the nich will not stay. The ya cannot take idagamaha with not valadi. Val means hal minus ya. So the bottom line is that if you have the nich pratyaya followed by a pratyaya which has a sanya of ardhadhatukam, it doesn't have an idagamaha, the nich will drop. So when we apply these two rules, again I'm going kind of fast in this class because I don't want to spend all the thing on Vakaranam. First of all, the ud becomes ut by Kharicha. Kharicha is an earlier rule, so some ut, and then we get the form double thakaraha, thapya. So what do we do over here? We got the nirniti, we got the nij lopaha, then we got the Kharicha, we got the the becoming the, and finally we got the 8461 udastha sambhayo. So that is the sutram that we use, special sutram, which is got. We shall not done. We need one more thing now. So udastha stambho purvasya. Okay. So finally we need last sutram, which to remove that one double thakara in the optionally. Zero jari savarne. Zero jari savarne. If you have a 3-member conjunct, which is a any consonant hal followed by either a 2 jar letter which is savarna. So a hal jar plus savarna jar. Then the middle jar can draw optionally. So by 8465, we have a 3-member conjunct going right here. We have a 3-member conjunct. So we have the thakara preceded by a consonant ut. So this thakara can drop optionally. Samuthapya. So after all of that, we get the form samuthapya. Samuthapya. So we use jaro jari savarne. So one more time, dhatu was tha. Thank you, Yulia. The dhatu was tha. Upasarga sam plus ud, and we had a causative form. Causative samuthapya. Uthapya means to rise. Samuthapya means having caused the monkeys to rise. Having caused them to rise up. Okay, now one more. So we had sam plus ud and the dhatu sta in the causative form. With the pratyaya nich is added in the causative form. It's called hetumaticha. Hetumati means that somebody is instigating somebody else to do something. Hetumaticha. We got the form sthapi. The puk agama came by 7336. Special sutram. Any dhatu ending in an akara, long a, among some other dhatus, takes the puk agama when nich follows. So then we got some ud, stha, pi, lyap. Of course, twa became lyap by the set of which you know already. Then we got the sutram 8461, udasthastamvo purvasya. So, udasthastamvo purvasya. So that was given with the thakara in place of thakara. That's probably the most confusing thing here. The dhatu is tha. Then what happened to the sakara? So that is a sutram that will probably be the most confusing in this whole equation here. It is the udastha stamvo purvasya. And finally, that middle thakara drops optionally by jaro jari savarne. Jaro jari savarne. If you have three consonants, one is a hal followed by a jar and a savarna jar. Of course, every letter is savarna with itself. Every letter is savarna with itself. So tha means that middle tha will drop samuthapya. Now, Karthik, if you want to undo the niche, what will be the form here? If you want to remove the hetu, what will be the form? What will you get?
Stop.
So let's first make it tinganta form. Like Rama. So you can say Ramaha Vanaran Samuthapayati. So Ramaha, yes, Samuthaya. Thank you, Yura. So Samuthaya would be the without the niche in there. Samuthaya. So if you take Vanaraha, Samuthaya, whatever it happened. But of course, there had to be Samana Karta then. So if let's make it a Tinganta form, let's say, so Ramaha, Vanaran, Samuthapayati is a causative form. Say then Vanaraha, Samuttishtanti would be the Samuttishtanti. The Vanaras stand up. Ramaha makes the Vanaras stand up. So Vanaraha Samuttishtanti iti Ani avastha. Ani avastha without the causation. Vanaraha Samuttishtanti. Then Ramaha Vanaran Samuthapayati. So when you have a niche, some, the some upasarga may not be properly or well. The some may not add any extra meaning. Maybe quickly or in a good manner. Maybe some. Yeah, unfortunately, upasarga you cannot do like mathematical addition of them mathematically. It's the idiomatic usages, and sometimes they may not add any special meaning. Of course, ut means to rise. Uttha is to rise. In Bhagavad Gita, dhatu uttha. How about that? Anybody from Bhagavad Gita? Maybe chapter 3 or 4, last shloka, I think. I think chapter 4, last shloka. Atishta uttishta bharata. Okay, right? It says tasmad ajnana sambhutam vristam jnanasya natmanah chitvainam samshayam yogam atishta uttishta bharata. So having taken to yoga, stand up. Stand up, uttishta bharata. Uttishta. So of course there you don't have the stha because the stha became tishta. Okay, so now let us go back to this. So if you remove the causation, the form would have been, samuthaya, having risen up, or if you make it in Tingan, the form says vanaraha uttishto, yeah, uttishta uttishtaya, uttishta uttishta, suprabhatam, uttishta. So please wake up, wake up. Having woken up can also be said. Now from the story, what's happening here, if you look at the Vyakhyanam here quickly, is that Supta Uttita Vad Uttishtantu Vanaraha. She got a boon from the gods. What was the boon? So Kidrishaha Varaha. Supta Uttishta Vad. Supta Uttitavat, I'm sorry. Supta Uttitavat. It's just like somebody gets up from sleep. So he can wake up the Mritan Vanaran. The Vanara is supposed to be dead. He was able to wake them up as if they woke up from sleep. So this is in the Ramayanam, later on it's going to come in the Ramayana, in the Mula Bhaga itself will come. It says Suptothitavat Supvanaraha Ityevam Varam Rajidrikshaya Samagatabhyo Devatabhya Prapya. So having got this boon from the gods who had come there on account of their happiness of Ravana being dead. So Ravana Vada Janita Harsha Vashat Swadidrikshaya, who had come there to see Ramaha. Swadidrikshaya means Swadrashtumichaya. So Swadrashtumichaya Samagatabhyo Devatabhyo Prapya. So he got this kind of this boon from the Devatas who had come there out of happiness on seeing Ravana being dead, to desire to see Ramaha. He got the varam, which is the Samuttothitavat Uttishtantu Vanaraha. So that's what its meaning is that. So he made them rise again, basically brought them to life in short. Having brought back to life the Vanaran, then Ayodhyam Prasthitaha. Now Prastha. Prastha means to depart, to set out to Ayodhya. The small problem here. Small problem is that this, of course, the stha becomes sthita. Sutram is 7440. 7440. It is there are some dhatus here where the their a becomes ikaraha 7440. Yati syati syadi sutrena sthita, like a word amitabha, right? So amita, the amita means ma becomes mita. So amita abha yasyata amitabha. So ma becomes mita. So yati syati mastham ittikiti. So dhatu, these four dhatus. Stha is one of them. Take the ikara adesha tikiti. So by 7440, put in document quickly. If you want to look at details afterwards, you can look at 7440, the sthita. So prasthita. Prasthita is to depart. Sthita is by 7440. Now if you want to look at this combination of upasargas, you can also go to apte. You can go to apte and get prastha, dhatu prastha. What is the meaning? You can look at this. Apte gives quite a good collection of meanings. Look at dhatu prastha. I think you should have it there. Prastha. Let's see if he gives. So prastha. Prastha is to what? Prastha is to set out, to depart. Prastha, to advance, to march towards, and so on. The small problem here is that generally this dhatu prastha, prasthitaha means he set out. It's akarmaka thing. Doesn't really, you cannot say like, ayodhyam prasthitaha iti vaktum sakshat shakyate atra kinchit adhyahartavyam. Atra adhyahartavyam. You have to supply something here to make sense of it. So what the commentators have to say, the commentator says, one of them says is ayodhyam uddishya prasthitaha. So he set out in the direction of Ayodhya. Yes, Vasudha?
Satish ji, is prasthitaha is pra plus stha plus tavat pratyaya?
No, nishtha kta pratyaya. Kta. Nishtha.
Nishtha. Ta tavatu.
A plus kta became sthita. There was sthita. Now, one more thing is that, what we call is past passive participle, very bad name. But prasthitaha, since it's akarmaka dhatu, it will not be in the passive. Obviously, because akarmaka, how will be passive? So, like when ahamitra sthitaha, I'm standing here. I cannot be standed on. Standing is akarmaka dhatu. So prasthitaha also akarmaka dhatu. Prasthitaha is an active sense. Shri Rama set out. He is not the object of the action. He is subject. So he set out. Prasthitaha, Ramaha prasthitaha. So when you have an akarmaka dhatu, or gatyartha dhatu like Ramaha vanam gataha, then it will not be passive. It can be an active usage. The sutram there is giving a lot of rules, but we have limited amount of time, so I cannot go in more detail in this class. But if you want to look up 3472, because as a general rule, the pratyakta will mean the passive only, because of 3470. But this one says that in fact this is the dhatu stha mentioned in here. This dhatu stha can be used in the active sense also. Prasthitaha means he set out. Not that he was set out on by somebody else. Of course, it doesn't make any sense. So 3472 is in the active sense. Prasthitaha. Prasthitaha is active sense. Kartari. Kartari arthe. Prasthitaha. 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 Is kartari. Kartari means in the active sense means Rama was the doer, not the object of the action. So kartari. This is by 3472. 3472. The problem here is that so it doesn't you can take an object directly like that. So we have to supply something. So one comment says Ayodhyam uddishya prasthitaha. So he set out with the intention of in the direction of Ayodhya, direction of targeting Ayodhya is set out. Or Ayodhyam prati prasthitaha. Supply prati over there, supply it. He set out towards Ayodhya or targeting Ayodhya. He set out. Then pushpakena. Pushpaka is vimanam. Of course, here pushpakena, because this murdhanya shakara is the nimittam between here the pa, ka, and this one and the at. So by 842, nattam atra samavati atra naka adesha kriyate. So because the vyavadhanam is by the pakarasya vyavadhanam, kakarasya or atar vyavadhanam, the at. So by 842, even though nimittam, the murdhanya shakara is a little bit way back there, all the intervening letters are allowed by 842. Pushpakena vimana vishesha. So it's a special kind of airplane. So also you can look at the commentator. It's pushpakena. Pushpakena. It says pushpakena is kuberam vijitya ravanena samanitena pushpaksha vimanena. So which is a vimanam that Ravana had got from Kubera, his half brother. So he defeated Kubera and he had got that. So now Vibhishana had that. So this is Pushpaka Aksha Vimanena. It was he went. So by that, it's pretty Karanarthe. Karana means by means of that. By that means he set out. Shrud Vrataha. Shrud means a friend. Mitraihi. So Bandhuvihi Vrataha. It is clear case of a Titya Tatpurusha. Titiya Tatpurusha is so surrounded by his friends and well-wishers. Suruddev. Surrounded by his friends. If you can look at Amar Kosha, it's a good point. Look at Amar Kosha for 1 second. So Amar Kosha will give a lot of words. So Amar Kosha, let's see if we can find the word Surud. Thanks to Radha Madan. She has done a great job of editing this for us to make it very useful. Surud. See, Mitram Sakha Surud. Mitram Sakha Surud. So a Mitram and Sakha and Surud, same meaning, means and Surudbhe Vrataha, accompanied by his friends / well-wishers. So he set out towards Ayodhya, is applied. So again, two of these Kva Pratyaya becoming Lyaps, having obtained a boon from the gods, having brought back to life, having woken up the monkeys, Sri Ramaha set out towards, that is Adhyaratam, supplied towards Ayodhya, or by means of the special Vimanam or Pushpaka, surrounded, accompanied by his friends, well-wishers. Let's see. Balramji, ready?
Yes, Chief.
Having received, what?
Prapya,
a boon,
Varam,
into bracket to the effect that all combatants that had fought on the side Sri Rama and fallen in battle to be restored. This is all is from the commentary. All is the commentary. All is in the commentary. As I said, Vanaran Rane Mritan Samuthapya, having got that. So all is this bone, what kind of bone, everything you see in the brackets is in the commentary. Is Suptotthitaha iva Vanaraha Uttishtantu ityadi rupam. So in the form that all the may they get up as if they just woke up from sleep. Okay. From the gods,
Devatabhyam.
Devatabhya, just like, so it says we in the prior shloka with the word of Daivata. So Daivata, same thing we saw in the last class, the Swarte Pratyaya An. So Devata, Daivatam, Devata feminine form. Interesting, but the Devata is a feminine word, by the way. So you see, when you say Rama Devata, you say Krishna Devata, or whatever Devata you're saying, Devata is a feminine form. This also goes to show, just because the word is feminine doesn't mean that Devata has to be, that the Sakshat Devata has to also be feminine. Only so Shabdasya Stilingatvam. Stilinga Shabda. So, but Devata is, Rama also is Devata. Vishnu also is Devata. So their Devata is feminine doesn't mean that God has to be feminine. Okay. Devatabhya is from the gods who came in their area. This is also all in the commentary. To facilitate Sri Rama on this victory, that brought solace to all the three words, all in the commentary, which I read to you. And aroused. What is and is what?
Cha.
Aroused.
Aroused would be Uttapya.
Samuthapya. Monkeys.
Vanaran.
Sri Ramaha. Flew.
Prasthitaha.
In Prasthita is set out. Now two is supplied. Prati. Ayodhya, of course, is Ayodhya. In the aerial car, we should really by means of it. In means by means of.
Pushpakena.
The Pushpakena. So as I said, and it's the commentary, again the brackets is the commentary. Pushpaksha Vimanena, etc. Accompanied.
It is Suhr.
Vrita. So accompanied by his relations is Vritaha and friends. Relations and friends all in Surat. So friends and relatives and well-wishers. Surat can accompany them. So Surat Vritaha, Surat Vritaha. So I took a lot of time today, but we are almost out of time. Let me just into the next shloka a little bit. I don't want to take too long, even though I know a lot of new people today. But let me see if we can just give some homework and give the gist of the shloka. So, Bharadvaja Ashramam Gatva Ramah Satyaparakramaha Bharatasyanti Ramo Hanumantam Vyasarjayat. Bharadvaja Ashramam Gatva Ramah Satyaparakramaha Bharatasyanti Ramo Hanumantam Vyasarjayat. Punareka Bharadvaja Ashramam Gatva Ramah Satyaparakramaha Bharatasyanti Ramo Hanumantam Vyasarjayat. Again, here also the word Gatva. Samana Krutya Purva Kale. Sutram 6.437. The Makar of Gatva goes away. So Gatva iti rupe Makaraha apagachyati. So that is the Sutram 6.437. 6.437. If you want, you can look up details on that. 6.437. Because these Anit Dhatus, which is Dhatu, Anudhatu Dhatu, which is Yama, Nama, Gama, Rama, Mana, Hana. And Dhatu Vanati and Dhatu, the 8 ganas, when they're followed by a Pratyaya which is Jaladi, Kit, Nit, then they lose their nasal. So Gam plus Twa becomes Gam plus Twa becomes Gatwa. So becomes Gatwa. It's Anit Dhatu, and by 6.437, these 6 Dhatus, Yama, Nama, Gama, Rama, Mana, Hana, as well as Dhatu 1, Vanati. Like when you do puja, you do akshatas, right? Akshata and pujas, same thing. Dhatu kshan. Kshan become akshata. Akshata means injured. Akshata means unbroken rice. Akshata. So anyway, Gatva means having gone. The same construction is again the Rama, because it's Sankshipta Ramayanam. You can expect to see many Tvangta Padani. Atra apekshante. because it is sankshepat. Is very sankshepa is done. So having done this, having brought this, having gone there. So in one single sentence, he covers a lot of ground. So Bharadwaj ashramam gatva, straightforward compound. Bharadwajasya munehe ashramam gatva, rishehe ashramam gatva. Having gone to the ashrama of Bharadwaja Muni, Rama Satya Parakramaha Bahuri compound. Because Satya Amogha Parakramaha Yasya Saha, one whose prowess is unfailing prowess. Bharatasya, again Shashti Ekvachanam, straightforward. Antike is Samipe, Antika is Samipa. Durasthan Chantike comes in Gita. Antike comes in Gita. Durasthan Chantike, when you talk about this Brahma, it is close by and also far away. Durasthan Chantike Chatata, Durasthan, chapter 13. So this should be very well-known form, Chantike, Antika, Chantike. So here comes in chapter 13, Shloka 16. So Durasthan Cha Antike Chatat. So it is situated far away, also close by. This is the description of Brahma. So it comes in the chapter 13. Bharatasyantikhe Rama Hanumantam. This is Matu Pratyaya, Hanumat. So Prashasta Hanu Yasya Saha. So as I mentioned in previous classes, this Matu Pratyaya doesn't necessarily mean the one who just has that. So we will not be Hanuman. We cannot call us as Hanuman, even though we also have a jaw. One who has a special jaw, of course, because of the Indra Vajraghata. Indra Vajraghatena, it had become kind of deformed jaw. Hanumantam Vyasarjayata. This is the Tingantam Padam, Vyasarjayata. So we asarjayata. You'll also see that aya in there, and we're out of time. The aya, also seeing that there's a niche pratyaya is in there. Like chapter 3 of Gita, Buddhim mohayasi vame, mohayasi, aya, mohayasi. What is that aya? When the niche pratyaya takes guna becomes a, followed by shap, echo yava yavaha, that whole thing comes become aya. So aya is not really pratyaya, it's a combination. Combination of niche followed by shap, niche takes guna by 87384, savadhatukardhaka yoho, then a, echo yava yavaha becomes. So when you see this aya form, tingantam, tinganta rupe the aya shabda drishyate, tarhi atra niche asti iti mantavyam. Niche pratyaya atra antare asti. Has a niche pratyaya in there. Now this also could be like a swarthe niche, because what is srij? Srij is visrija. Sasaram chap comes in Gita. Visrija sasaram chapam shoka samvignamanasaha. Chapter 1, last shloka of Gita. Same form. 147 in Gita. So we have the same form. Visrija sasaram chapam shoka samvignamanasaha. Visrija. So visrija means having dropped, having thrown away his sasaram chapam, his bow along with the arrow. Shoka samvignamanasaha. So Arjuna was very stricken with grief, and he sat down. Visrija sasaram chapam comes in Gita. Visrij means to release or to let go. Visrija. So like visargaha, how about in Vyakaranam? Visargaha. Yes, srij to create. Dhatu srij. Srij is to create. But visrij, so to create is to like kind of bring forth. But visrij means to release, to set, to kind of throw away, or to set forth, or to send out kind of visrij, to send out. Yeah, same dhatu srij to create. Okay, let me see a question. Usha, the question from you.
So, Visarjanam is the same Visrujya?
Yes, Visarjanam or Visargaha also in Vyakaranam. Let me say Visargaha means you release air, you throw out air. So that's called Visargaha, like Ramaha. Visarjanam. Visargaha. Visargaha, all this is the same kind of. So Visrujya. Now the thing is that if you look at the niche, what is it meaning? Niche means that he caused him to let go, which means somebody else let go Hanuman, and Rama caused Hanuman to let go, which is this is not really implied in here. So the commentator takes out the niche. Look at the commentary. He says that Visrujya is, what number? This is number 87. Okay. So Visrujya, I think Govindaraja does that. Visrujya. I know one of the commentators I looked at before, he removes the niche pratyaya. So, Kriya, Vedat, Ramaha, Ram. Okay, there's one more problem in this shloka. The Ramaha comes twice in this shloka. Ramaha comes twice. So now what do you do? There are a couple of commentators, one he makes. One thing he says is that Vyasarjayata is same as Vyasrujata. So remove the niche out of it. So Vyasarjayata has a niche pratyaya in there. So remove that one because the meaning is called Swarthe niche. It doesn't convey any meaning of Hetu in here, I think. I don't think somebody else was sending Hanuman. Rama caused that person to send Hanuman, and that's not the Vivakshatartha Nasti. That's not the intended meaning. So make Vyasarjayata into Vyasrujata. Vyasrujata. Let him go. Second thing is that he also makes a commentary that Hanu Shabdaha Ukaranto api asti. That Hanu has also in Ukaranta, just like Hanuman, Hanuma also is possible. So commentary makes it that Hanu Shabdaha Ukaranto api asti. Iti Vyakhyanam. One more problem is that you might have what's called Dvirukti dosha. Dvirukti dosha. Dvirukti means redundancy. If Ramaha Dvivarama agacchati. And Samana Karta. So Gatva Ramaha eva Vyasrujat. So having gone to the ashram of Bharadwaja, he released, he sent out Hanuman. Now the question is that why Rama twice then? Dvirukti means redundancy. It means like somebody is repeating unnecessarily repetition. So what you can do now is that, so ekam visheshanam kartavyam. So ekam visheshanam. So make one as a visheshanam with the other one. So Ramaha is Ramante yogino yasmin saha Ramaha. So Ramaha, you take the etymology of that word. The etymology is that is one in whom, the devotees or the yogis delight. So you can say delightful Ramaha. So you take out one Rama out of it, and let's see, we'll take what Gita has taken and we'll stop. I'm taking too much out of your time. So we're out of time. But the problem is that if you had two Tingantam Pade, then no problem. So we can take one Rama with one Tingantam Padam, another Tingantam Padam, second Rama. But you have only one really over here. Vyasarjayata, which you saw same meaning as Vyasarjayata. But then Gatva is Samana Karta. So you have only one Karta, Eka Karta eva apekshate atra, Eka eva apekshate. So then how can we justify that? So you see something happening like this sometimes. Like say Sugrivaha. If you have that, you take one Sugriva you take is that one who has a beautiful neck, So Sugrivaha who has this quality. So Ramaha who is delightful, who has this quality. So simple meaning is that having gone to the ashram of the Muni Bharadwaja Rishi, Ramaha was unfailing prowess, Bahuvari compound, released Hanuman, set him out towards to go to Bharata. But Antike means again in the proximity means to in English simply say he sent Hanuman to Bharata. So you don't really have to put it to the proximity of, doesn't make any sense. So yes, Usha.
Do you think in that number 87 Ramaha come double to fill the meter?
Yeah, but you have the other ways to fill the meter, So that
No, because if we omit one Rama, still meaning stays the same.
You can say Shuraha, Viraha, so Bahava Pada, so Bahuni Padani Santi. So you can say a lot of words are possible. So that will be a weak justification, You can do it, but that will be a weak justification of doing that. So I think Padapurana you can use for words like, like Api, Tu, Va, those Cha, but this one will be difficult. Let's see what Gita, so let's stop with that. Let's take the translation. We'll come back next class. Balramji, you ready? Balramji, you ready?
Yes, Satish. Yes, Satish.
So reaching is going to. What will it be?
Gatva.
Gatva. The hermitage of the sage Bharadwaja.
Bharadwaja ashramam.
Bharadwaj ashram. So Bharadwajasya rishehe ashramam. So Shakti Tatpurusha, straightforward. Sri Ramaha, one of the Ramas, Sri Rama. Let's take one of them now. Rama. Pratamaha. Of unfailing prowess.
Satya Parakramah.
Akramaha. Dispatched.
Yes, is it Visarjaya?
Vyasarjayatara. Visraj, to release, dispatch. Hanuman is Hanuman.
Hanumantam.
To the presence is Antike.
Antike.
No, they didn't take the other one at all. They took it, left it out. They didn't take the other Rama is not translated at all. Yes, you can ignore it. The other way to do it is ignore it. But I think if you really want to take a meaning, I think you have to make some I think you should take one. I'm a little bit surprised. Normally Gita Press will not do this. They will normally use something like, delightful Rama or Rama in whom the devotees delight. It would be nice to say that, but let me see. Because reaching the hermitage of the sage Bharadwaja, Sri Rama, unfailing prowess. Yeah, they didn't take it, left it out. So I guess they almost accepting the fact this is a virukti. The repetition for no reason really. But you can maybe come to Valmiki's rescue, right, and make it adjective and do it like that. So okay, let's stop with overtime right now. So let's stop with that. I think a lot of new faces today. So I hope you learned something. You can always post questions and post comments and ask questions. So that's what the website is for, and also the group is for that. If something is not clear in the class, if you're making any mistakes in the class, whatever, please do post, and we can correct the mistakes even in the next class. So one thing I want to try to do with all of us, this is a recording class, so to speak, because this group has hundreds of members in this group. Only about 10-15 come to the class. So all of us together have to make the class as error-free and as useful as possible to the future students. That's so not like teacher-student. We are all together working to make this as useful to the future members. So anything we are saying wrong, incorrect, unclear, suggestions, please let us know. We will make the correction. So again, this is January 8, 2011, second class, 4:30 to 6 o'clock. Mangalacharanam Ramo Raja Munistada Vijayate Ramam Ramesham Bhaje Ramena Vihata Nishachara Chamu Rama Tasmai Namaha Rama Nasti Paranam Parasaram Ramasya Dasosmyaham Rame Chittale Sada Bhautame Bho Rama Mamuddhara Rama Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tatrilyam Rama Nama Varanane Shri Rama Nama Varanana Onnamiti. Next class.